Hey YouTube, this is a video review of the hk416 CQB by Umarex. This gun comes out of the box with full trades, so you can see right here, and also on the other side. Also in the front there, just under the rails. I have a EOTech on here right now. This is actually my buddy's site. It comes with two iron sights that go onto the front and the back. Those I took off because I lost the front one during a game, so I just took off the back. I'm going to get probably a sight for this soon. I have a suppressor on here right now. It doesn't serve any purpose as of now, but I am going to be getting a longer barrel, so it's just going to be used to hide that. Got an angled foregrip. The pistol grip is very comfortable. It's got this nice wide back, unlike thin M4 versions. So I have, I'd say, medium hands, and it fits my hands perfectly. It's very solid feeling, very comfortable. The stock is high quality polymer. I smashed the stock against the ground, against cement actually to be specific, and it broke the locking mechanism that locks the stock in place along the buffer tube. So what I've done is I've just taped it with some blue electrical tape. I will be changing that to black electrical tape just to blend in with the gun a little better. The magazine, magwell holds every single magazine imaginable. I've ran everything from the Lonex flash mags to D-Boys, Aries mags, G&G, you name it, KWA, like every magazine basically, mid-cap magazines as well. They all like to feed in this gun, so you don't have to worry too much about magazines not fitting. It's a very stable, very sturdy gun. It's all high quality. I believe it's aluminum, but it's got a really nice weight to it. Very balanced feeling. Like when you hold it right, it's kind of just balancing there. So its balance point is right around, I'd say, right about here, which is pretty ideal when it comes to where your hands are located and where your front hand. All the weight kind of feels very stable. So it's a very stable feeling gun. It can handle a lot of beating. I've dropped this thing a lot of times. People have stepped on it, kicked around, dropped it from heights that I'd rather not tell you guys because it's a little bit, it wasn't that high. It was just like 2 stories, but still, dropping airsoft guns is kind of a pretty scary thing when it happens. But it survived unscathed. The only scratches that are really on it are from me when I was working on it. The paint on this is phenomenal. It does not tear. Like, you can take your nail and try to do everything you can to scuff that up, and it won't. So you really got to take either like a rock or a piece of metal to it to get it to scratch. It's got a clips on the front there for a sling. It's got clips in the back of the stock for a sling. The only thing I wish it did have was one right on the end of the buffer tube, but it does not, which is fine because this is a 1-to-1 replica, and I believe the hk416 stock, when you buy the real rifle, the real steel rifle, doesn't come with that. Another cool feature of this gun would be the bolt lock. So if you're having to adjust your hop up, you don't want to be constantly pulling this back, adjusting, letting it back, and then shooting, checking, then setting it again. So instead of doing that, you pull back, it locks the, it would be, I guess this would be your bolt on a real steel rifle. This is more of a hop-up cover, I'd call it. So it pulls back the hop-up cover and it keeps it locked there. And to set it back in place after you're done all your adjustments, you just press the bolt release on the other side here, and that will send your bolt back in. So I'd say that's basically it for the externals of the gun. It's high quality, like I said. Very satisfied with the way it feels and looks. So the internals of this gun, it comes with a kind of a very low quality plastic piston, which after about 50,000 rounds was showing significant amounts of wear. I bet you probably another 10,000 BBs and it would have been stripped. So I replaced that with the Mad Dog. I'm pretty sure it's called Mad Dog. Forgive me if I'm wrong, I'll just edit it, I'll throw it up in the video somewhere what the correction is. But it's, I got a full metal tooth piston on here now, so I won't have to worry about that. And also it comes with a ball bearing spring guide, which is pretty impressive. Usually you have to buy those aftermarket. The gears on this are still stock, so they're high quality. So one thing I noticed is that any metal part on this gun really likes to last. One thing that didn't last was the, I'm trying to remember what the name of it was called. It's the thing that pulls back the air nozzle. I can pull it up right here real quick on my on Amazon, because I just recently ordered one, and so I'll be able to check up what it's called. Oh fuck, I guess not. Okay. Anyway, anyways, if you go inside this gun, you're gonna see it. There's a bunch of clear plastic parts. Those are shit. Just get rid of them, replace them, because they don't belong in this gun. This gun performs too properly for those kinds of shitty parts to be in it. So I'd say just make sure that, like, if you're gonna get this gun, be ready to upgrade it within 50,000 shots, because there will be significant amounts of wear that won't be noticeable inside the gearbox. One thing that was noticeable was the spring degraded very quickly. It was shooting out of the box about 380 FPS with .20s, and I was shooting like 350 with .25s after a while, and then after a while it really started to degrade. It was going like 320. Set the chrono before each game I go to when I go to my field. So I would play a game and it would be shooting like 320, next game it would be like 310, and the next game it would be 300, and I'd go the next week and, you know, it'd be down to 250, so I had to change out my spring and my piston O-ring, because those wore out very quickly. Another thing that's not that great on this is the hop-up nub and bucking. I replaced those with an RTX hop-up nub, hop-up bucking and a maple leaf hop-up nub. Now I'm getting very nice consistent distance on this gun. The range is phenomenal at this point. I will be doing a shooting review, as I've said. So that basically covers that. You put the battery in the stock. It's just a twist open, and I'm just going to twist that closed. And also, this is one thing I want to show you guys before I end the video. Which I thought this was pretty cool. This is just to show you guys how much effort they put into making this gun a one-to-one replica of the real hk416. So after you take out this screw, these two kind of like clamp pieces, you can slide your whole rail system off. And it just slides right off. So you got your whole rail system there. And it's a free-floating rail system, I'm pretty sure, and it exposes a gas block and a gas tube, and I mean it's all, you know, it's all functioning. I mean, it doesn't have the literal function, but it's as functioning as a replica can get, which I thought was pretty cool. So that basically wraps up my review on the hk416. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and go out there and have some fun, play some airsoft.